What's up, everybody? It's Magic with RacingNews.com, back for another edition of Dr. Miranda Previews. With me, as always, is my co-host, Dr. Miranda. Welcome back from the Dominican Republic. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Yeah, so I was in the Dominican Republic last week. The weather was beautiful. Trying to get back to the United States, though, with the tropical storm Elsa was a whole nother thing. We were delayed for like 3 hours in Miami. Some of the people actually got stuck in the Dominican Republic. So by the time we finally got here at 1 a.m. on Tuesday, I was so excited to go through a McDonald's drive-thru and get a Big Mac so I could eat some American food. So I'm super happy to be back here, going with horses again. You couldn't bet really in the Dominican. I think you had to go to like drfbets.com, but I didn't do any of that. So I'm just excited to be back here talking about horses.
Listen, good. It's good to take some time away and just kind of refresh yourself. Come back strong. We're looking at a very big, important race on Saturday, kicking off the late pick 5 at Belmont Park on Saturday. It's the Grade 1 Belmont Oaks. 8 3-year-old fillies going a mile and a quarter on the inner turf course. All eyes are going to be on the heavy favorite, Santa Barbara, coming from overseas for trainer Aidan O'Brien. But I got a feeling you might go a little bit elsewhere here with another overseas horse. Take us through the field.
Yep. So looking at this race, there's just a whole lot to consider with this Belmont Oaks. The fact that there's going to be like a tsunami tomorrow and the next few days is going to make it very tricky to handicap these turf races. But I'm pretty confident they're going to keep the 2 big races on the turf. Because with that being said, Saratoga is right around the corner, and they don't really need to preserve the turf for any reason. Another thing to look at is that there are 3 European imports who are making their stateside debut, and you honestly never know how they're going to take to American turf. But with it being softer this weekend, I think it's actually going to come to their benefit. So we're going to start off with the number 1 horse, Con Lima, for Todd Pletcher. She has won 3 stakes on the turf in 2021, and her most recent was the Grade 3 Wonder Again. She did beat Plum Ali, and I'm not going to take that away from her at all. But watching that race back, she had the best trip, and Plum Ali was like 5 wide at one point. And the thing that I don't like about her effort in that is that the fact that she almost got caught by Plum Ali in that race, and this race is a little bit longer, so it makes me really question her distance. She's also beat another horse in this race with Spanish Love Affair, but that's only because of disqualification. Spanish Love Affair did not even bump her, but Spanish Love Affair was taken down, and she was the best in that race. So I'm going to be completely against her, especially at 5-1. The next horse is the first of the Europeans with Tirana for trainer Christophe Verland. She has hit the exacta in all of her previous starts with the exception of her last race in the G1 French Oaks. That was a very tough race with Joan of Arc and Philomene, and she was put on the lead before fading in the end. She likes to be forwardly placed, and that's just how she wins races. She has won a G2, got second in G1, and she has been this distance before, and I always like horses who have done well at this distance, and she was only a head behind in the G1 at this distance last time out. I think if he puts her towards the front, she's going to be very dangerous in this field. Then we're going to go to the number 3, the first and only Chad Brown horse, who he has entered in both the Oaks and Derby, which is very rare. She has won back-to-back on this exact course at this exact distance. She also keeps Jose Ortiz on top. She has only raced 3 times and just broke her maiden in April and then went on to win Allowance last month. So to say that she's getting thrown to the Sharks is a little bit of an understatement. But with that said, I don't think that she's an automatic toss because with the weather and the Europeans coming into town, you never know how this race is actually going to unfold. I am going to use her in exotics because she just keeps taking steps forward each time out. And then we go to the number 4 horse, Spanish Love Affair, who I think is one of the better American horses in this race. I am very surprised by her 12-1 odds. I mean, she has been a little hot and cold this year. Her last race, the Regret Stakes, she ran a very good race, getting one of her top buyer ratings and finishing right behind Games Mission, who's also in this race. But in that race, I think that Tyler rode her a bit too confidently in the stretch and just got caught. Before that, she didn't do very well in the Appalachian Stakes, but she started off very awkwardly, and she just couldn't quite make it up. She was DQ'd, like I said, when she bumped another horse in the Here Comes the Bride, but she was much the best that day. I'm not sure how she can do with the added distance, but I do think that she's going to be there. Then we're going to go with the number 5, the favorite with Aidan O'Brien and Ryan Moore. That is Santa Barbara. She is a half-sister of the Grade 1 winners, Iridessa and Order of Australia, who had no issues winning in the United States. I do not think that she liked being stretched out to a mile and a half in the Oaks. She did get 5th, but she was a long way back. The last time out, she came within a neck of Thundering Knights, who is one of the top fillies in Europe. Thundering Knights, however, just came over here and lost to Mean Mary. So that makes me question her a little bit, like, is this horse the real deal? But the fact that Aiden brings her all the way over here makes him very confident in her ability. And that's apparent with her even odds. She has faced some of the toughest horses out there. Then we're going to go with the number 6, Nizuna, which is the last of the European horses and my least favorite. She didn't really show up in the Breeders' Cup last November against Aunt Pearl. She is stretching out for the first time, which typically with these European horses, they like to do. And something to note, though, is that she has caught front runners in each of her starts, which means she could pick up the pieces if there's a pace meltdown. She's just a big question mark to me right now. Then we're going to go with the number 7 horse, Plum Ollie, who just finished behind Conlima last time out. With that said, she was closing quickly, but just ran out of room. With the added distance, I think it could suit her, and she can only do better. The thing that I don't like is that she's being drawn to the outside again, like last time out, which didn't give Rosario very many options. When you have horses to your inside, like Conlima, who's going to go straight out of the gate. I think that Rosario is going to have to place her somewhere in the middle if he wants her to have any chance to win here. And the last horse is Gam's Mission, who is 3 for 4. She's only finished behind Aunt Pearl, and you just can't fault her for that. She beat Spanish Love Affair last time out, even having a bump start. She improves each time out and has a pedigree to go the distance, and I think she'll be able to hit the board if she can get a good trip from the outside. So with all of that said, my top pick is going to come from the European horses because of the softer turf. And in my opinion, the competition is just a little bit better there. So I am not going with the odds favorite, though. I am going to go with the number 2, Serona. I think that she's going to be overlooked a lot. She's always finished in the top 2 each time out, minus the last race. And at 12-1, you just can't beat that kind of value. So in Exacta, I'm going to add in Santa Barbara and Spanish Love Affair. So that's going to be a 2, 4, 5 box. In a trifecta box, I'm going to go 2, 3, 4, 5. And then in a super, I'm going to add in the last European, try to get some value. So we're going to go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
The best way to get some value around an even money horse, add a whole bunch of double-digit horses around. Dr. Miranda, always one to try and take a shot against what she thinks is too short of a price on favorite on top. Let the folks know at home where they can follow you for all your tips and insight.
At Miranda Bungie.
Good luck this week. Make sure you check out the Magic Mike Show covering the rest of the late pick 5 sequence that starts with the Belmont Oaks that is available now on the Racing Dudes YouTube page. Until next time, good luck.